Now, from across the tri-states, this is KHQA Sports.
Hey, top of the evening, everybody, and welcome to Sports Final, your passport to one of the busiest and most eventful sports weekends of the spring. We've got a little bit of everything tonight, including winner-go-home matches for both of the Gem City soccer squads. Plus, we'll look ahead to sectional championship Saturday in Illinois baseball and softball, and it will be a busy one. But our first order of business comes tonight on the track, where it's to the point now we can't even fake suspense. Carly Spalding is just that darn good. The Monroe City senior kicked off her expected state track and field plunder this afternoon in Jeff City, and most certainly didn't disappoint. And for Miss Carly at Reed Stadium, it was all about the long jump today, the only event she could possibly win a state championship, or in her case defend, and she would do exactly that. Second jump of the day, 18 feet 11 1/4 inches. That's good enough to square it away and give her back-to-back state titles. Carly Spalding getting it done, also qualifying second today in the 100-meter. She's also seeded second. She's not lost a 100-meter race in 2 years, but tomorrow she will be the underdog, so that should be awfully fun to watch. Highlights of that coming up for you tomorrow as well on Overtime. Triple jump today was really good to the Tri-States, although Zane Lockhart, who was a state title hopeful, ended up finishing fifth on the day. A little disappointed with his finish. He was, because, like I said, thought he had a chance to win a state championship, but we had three guys today in the top 10 from the area, including Van Windsor from South Shelby, who finished 7th, and Kyle Fulton from Monroe City, who finished 10th. Speaking of Monroe City, the pole vaulters, they do what they do in Panther Country. Top 5 finishes on the girls' side for Kelby Painter, and on the boys' side for Chase Penwell. Congratulations to both of them. As well for Brendan Williams, the newly signed Culver Stockton thrower, finished 4th today in the shot put. In Class 1, Canton's Katie Martz ends up finishing very well indeed, with a great stop for her right there. Good stuff for her in the high jump. Also, Jess Roberts from Clark County with a 5th place finish in the discus today. Cassidy Johnson, also from the Clarence Cannon Conference from South Shelby, ends up finishing 7th. And one more to pass along to you that you don't see there. Congratulations to a pair of outstanding 2-milers. Actually, we'll talk about them in just a second. I know Renee Bushling from Clark County ends up finishing with a really good 3rd place finish in Class 2. And Josie from Canton with a 2nd place finish. So congratulations to both of those two young ladies on their outstanding efforts today in the 3,200-meter run. Let's move on to the sectional today at Beardstown. You are looking at the 1-mile race, and Pittsfield is about to get it done behind that guy. Leading the way, Jeremy Mallinckrodt, who was really, really good. He was flat flying in this event today and taking on all comers and breaking away from the pack very quickly in this one, as Mr. Mallinckrodt ended up finishing the day with a 1st place finish, leading Pittsfield to the win there. Good stuff from Jeremy in the mile as well, as he gets the outstanding jump off there. Meanwhile, in the 300-meter, this day was all about in the hurdles. This day was about a great effort right there from the future Culver Stockton Wildcat. Mitchell Barton jumping out ahead of the pack and doing some damage in this one as he gets the finish and takes 1st place to advance on to state as well. Congratulations to him for the big showing there. Also doing very, very well today in the 200-meter, Jacob Scholl, the youngster out of Illini West, who would get out of the blocks quickly here, ends up dueling with an outstanding sprinter from ISD who would win this thing. But Jacob Scholl leading Illini West nicely in this one, as he ends up with a 2nd place finish on the day individually. Illini West ends up finishing 3rd individually as a team, but Mr. Scholl is headed off to state, so congratulations to him. Also, Rushville Industry, your 2nd place team today with 103 points. It was Jacksonville ISD finishing with 107 points as well. As you can see, a really balanced effort today. ISD is your sectional champion, but lots of great competitors headed off to state, including Beardstown's Marcus Blair in the pole vault. The Liberty 4x800-meter relay team is heading off to state. Also, Manning Plater from Rushville Industry, the freshman in the discus throw. Good stuff from him. In the 100-meter, Jacob Scholl also goes and advances in 2nd place there. Brady Crane, who finished 2nd from Rushville Industry in that 300-meter hurdle we showed you. Well, he and Mitchell Barton reverse finishes in the 110-meter hurdles. Brady Crane, your sectional champion, at a time of 15:23. Mitchell Barton also, though, headed off to state in 2nd place there with a time of 15:93 as well. So good stuff was to be found all the way across the board on the track. As well today, in sectional soccer today, we've got Quincy Notre Dame taking on a really dangerous St. Thomas More team. But look at this, Cassidy Foley with one of her 2 goals on the day. This is a beautiful header off the penalty restart, which hits the back of the net and helps Quincy Notre Dame outshoot St. Thomas More 25-0 today. That is the very definition of dominance, as Cassidy Foley with those 2 goals pushes her team into the super sectional. That is a big win for QND, and as you saw earlier, QND will advance on. They get the victory today, and they will be advancing to take on a pretty darn good squad out of against Manteno. As we go back to that graphic, if we could, Lily, that we had up just a second ago, if you could for me, with the soccer score that jumped up. Apparently okay, she's working on it. The super sectional will be on Tuesday night at 6 o'clock, long haul to Manteno, as it would be Manteno who will host long haul to Mendota. Manteno gets the victory today. 2-1 would be your final there. Manteno beat Piatone 2-1 in that sectional final. The news not so good for Quincy High School, taking on Edwardsville today. Rough regional championship showing for the Blue Devils, trying to work out of an early 2-0 deficit in this game. Travis Dinkkeller's team looking for Kaylee Kuhlman to get free. She would, in fact, get the breakaway. This was the best scoring opportunity of the day for the Blue Devils, but could not be completed. They simply could not get any offense going against a very firm and stingy defense from Edwardsville. Edwardsville with the relative blowout today to end Quincy High season. 4-0 would be your final there. So the Blue Devil season is now officially done, and they are out. Well, there was more than a little bit of grousing from up north when the West Central Heat, who were unbeaten at the time, found out that they would be the #2 softball seed at the Illini West Regional this week, taking a backseat to West Hancock. So the girls from Biggsville arrived in Carthage with a bit of a chip on their shoulders and plenty to prove. Not that it really mattered. The state-ranked Heat were instantly and brutishly dispatched in the semifinals by the host Chargers 13-5. And anywhere else in the state, you would have heard what a gigantic upset that result had been, just not in Hancock County.
We knew going into it that we'd beat them every year before, so it wasn't an upset in our minds, but we knew that people would see it that way, and that made it even better when we won.
I think we were just really wanting to beat them really bad, kind of show them who we are, especially on our home turf. We didn't want that embarrassment on us, so we just knew that we had to come out and really get them.
We played our best softball Wednesday night, that's for sure.
It was an inspired effort that helped inspire a grieving teammate, as rising sophomore Shelby White, who lost her uncle earlier in the week, took comfort in this bit of joyous distraction.
It was definitely very tough, but my team, when I got here, they were all supporting me and just making me feel a lot better, so it felt really good to get that win.
It was also a victory that cemented the Chargers' reputation as a team that shows up big in big spots.
They mesh together, and it's not just 9 girls. You know, there's 11, 12 girls that all come together, girls that are on the bench that aren't even playing, that gel with the ones on the field. So, you know, we're fortunate we've got that many numbers and girls that are all on the same page.
Do you feel like you're playing your best softball right now at the perfect time?
I think we are. We might have a little slip-ups every now and then, but we really come through when we need it the most.
And that is clearly the situation on Saturday against a West Hancock team that certainly brings plenty in the offensive arsenal.
We need to play really good defense because they can hit the ball really well, and hopefully our bats show up again and we win.
Play our kind of softball, concentrate on not making mistakes. We know they're going to hit the ball. We just keep the ball down and get them hitting the ball on the ground or popping it up to us.